Yeah, Matt, could you give us a reason for another slow start here, third one this season?
Yeah, I thought, second drive of the game was positive for us. So it's not necessarily just the start, it's just sustained consistency. We moved it pretty efficiently. The first drive was tough. Didn't get anything going on the second two plays of that drive. But the second drive, I thought we did a nice job answering, scoring points, getting a touchdown. But we've got to be able to build on that and sustain it as we continue to move forward. Today, it wasn't good enough collectively across the board.
Getting the running game going early, what was the problem there?
We've got to take a look at it. I can't give you a good answer on that, without having watched, what we did. But usually it comes down to all 11 of us executing and finishing our plays and winning our one-on-one matchups. And, I've played football for a long time, from, basically the time I started playing to right now. It's about winning your one-on-one matchups. And, across the board, we haven't done a good enough job of that.
Back here, what do you like about this team a quarter way into the season?
Well, I don't like our execution, that's for sure, but I do like the way we play hard and tough and physical, and there's no quit. And, those are qualities that if we can tighten things up and get things corrected and be better with our technique, those are the things that are going to help you win games. I do not feel like there has been any of that in this group. There's been a lot of fight, a lot of battle. So that's one of the positives I think you take away from the first 4 games. But listen, we're a quarter way through this, through this season, and we have not played up to our standard for sure. And so, it's about the men in our building finding a way to make sure our performances are better as we move forward.
Matt, I don't know, look back in the game, how crucial were the I guess not converting on 4th down, and specifically the first one there on the run?
Yeah.
What was the thought there?
Short yardage situation, and it's trying to get some push, and we had a power play on where we pull one of our guards and try and run behind the pulling guard. That's what it comes down to in this league. In those situations, when they know you're going to run the football and you decide to run it, you got to get it done. And we didn't do it there. We had another 4th down situation, where we had pass play called, and we didn't execute there either. So I think you're right. I think there is movement. The ball is going up and down the field, but when we have those opportunities to finish drives, to punch that ball into this end zone, or to keep drives going when Dan's aggressive with those 4th down calls, we got to make it come to life. And we have not done that as players up until this point.
Matt, turnover today and penalties again at costly times. What more do you feel like you guys can do to work on that and fix them throughout the week, and then on game day with execution today?
It's we're working on it. That's for sure. There's been a definite point of emphasis. It was a good play by them on the turnover today. That happens sometimes in the pocket. I felt like I had 2 hands on it trying to move, and just swiped it. So that one was tough, but we got to find a way to clean that up. Maybe I can go down quicker or get it out quicker. I'll have to take a look at the at the film. But as far as the penalties, the concentration in practice has to be there. We've got to tighten that up. I think we have done a good job of that, but it's certainly not translating into success for us on the field. So we got to keep working at it.
Matt, players talk about feeding off the crowd when there's a lot of cheers. What happens when you hear a lot of boos?
It's part of it. When you're playing poorly, you're not giving them much to cheer about. You get it, and we want to give them something to get loud about, to make those plays, to get this place rocking. We didn't do that today, and so we've got to find a way to make plays to get the energy in the building going.
Matt, it looked like early on in the game that you guys drew up a couple of deep shots. Was that a part of this matchup that you guys thought you'd be able to find success?
Yeah, we had a good shot to Muhammad where they had pass interference down the field. We took a shot to Rid too. Those are the ones you got to get them off you, and we were able to hit some deep outs to Julio and to Rid later on in the game, which was a result of pushing them back a little bit. But by the middle of the third quarter, it was, soft shell defense from them, keeping things in front. And so, we're at our best when we're running the football and we're throwing play action off of that. And we just, we haven't been able to be consistent enough in the first 3 quarters of games to give ourselves the opportunity to do that in the fourth quarter.
Matt, 2 things. You talked earlier before about the time frame. Was it because you guys were taking the deeper shots that you were holding on the ball a little bit longer? And number 2, I know you don't have personnel decisions, but we still haven't seen the big back you guys drafted out of Pittsburgh, Allison. How come he wasn't used in those short yardage situations?
Well, I won't comment on personnel stuff. That's, not for me to talk about. But, as far as holding on to the ball, we had some downfield shots where we felt like we had chances. Those are hard ones. When you ask guys to hold up for longer, it's tough going against good defense. So that's the thing we've got to balance. You've got to balance shooting the ball down the field, but also getting it out of your hand when they're pinning their ears back and rushing the passer. So those are things that we've got to get sorted out and we've got to be better at.
Anything else, guys?
Okay, quarter of the way through the season, look at yourself. What can you do better to make the last 3 quarters better?
Oh, for sure, got to take care of the football better than I have up until this point. Wins and losses usually start and end with who wins the turnover battle. I haven't done a good enough job of that. So that's got to be the main point of emphasis, making good decisions with the football while staying aggressive. You don't want to not give your guys opportunities, but you got to do it in the right situations, and that's going to be a huge point of emphasis for me as we move forward.
Anything else, guys?